Agreeers, disagreeers, all my Trumbolts out there, welcome back to Other Robert, and welcome back to a Once Upon a Time episode review, and this one is for the mid-season finale, not season finale, mid-season finale. And, of course, I'm joined here by Rob.
Yes, you are joined on my channel by myself.
Right. Clearly not my...
Right, no, the word Joe isn't even in the name.
We are actually changing the name to Other Joseph.
Yes. Joe is taking it over, but I will be...
Right. Right. So Other Robert, no more. Other Joseph.
Yeah, welcome to Other Joe. This is.
And then Rob's going to agree to disagree. So.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking it over, making some changes to it, some executive changes. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Welcome to our Once Upon a Time review, as Joe said, mid-season finale of the show Heroes and Villains of season 4. It was a good finale, a good mid-season finale. I mean, I actually wasn't as excited with the end of it as I was with the season 3 finale, but that was for a different reason. But overall, it did the job. It definitely did the job. It wrapped up Frozen, and it brought in the Queens of Darkness.
I think this had more to offer than the mid-season finale of season 3. Mid-season finale of 3, the shining part for that was, I think, Rumple's speech before he killed himself, how villains don't have happy endings. And, that. I think that was really the only thing that really stood out, at least for me. Whereas with this, I think a couple things stood out. So I think this might have actually been the best mid-season finale they've ever had.
I actually thought I liked the one from season 3 just a little bit better because it was a reset of the whole show. So it's sort of like, what are you going to be doing to get that back? To
right.
But that's why I liked it, because that was a brand new angle. But with this, we're bringing in a lot more new characters, a lot more new concepts, and like I said, we wrapped up Frozen, so we can talk about everything that it did.
Right. Yeah, and we're gonna have to agree, disagree when it comes to preference over mid-season finale.
I liked this one. I just like the idea of resetting the show more.
Right. Yeah. So we're gonna have to agree, disagree.
But we're still agreeing that it was still good. I just don't think it was the best.
Yeah, but we agreed to disagree.
We're gonna disagree. Whatever. So since you liked it a little bit more than me, why don't you start talking about it before I go into a rant?
Okay. Well, for the first half hour, I don't think there's much to talk about.
It was boring.
What?
It was boring. It was the first half an hour, but it was boring. And that's how a couple of the episodes have been.
Yeah, it pretty much set up what was to come with the rest of the episode, especially Belle and the flashbacks having to do with Belle and Rumple. And I think those were justified here because at first I was like, are they going to kill off Belle? Is that why they're doing this? Why are they putting an emphasis back on their relationship? And we find out why. But and it was definitely justified. But it was really that, and I would say Regina and
Regina. What I thought was funny about the episode, it was I wouldn't say messy, but it jumped between a lot of characters throughout the whole thing. So.
Yes.
We have Regina, we have Rumple, we have the Frozen arc ending, and we also have, what's going on with Hook, and a little bit of Emma going on.
A little bit of the new trio.
Right, exactly. And it was, it was teased, but it's teased enough that we're wondering where the other ones are as the episode had ended.
Yeah. I really. Okay, we're gonna have to skip the first half hour. We already said there's not much to talk about. It's Belle.
Let me just establish it.
Sure.
We can. I don't like to skip anything. So first half an hour was pretty much they're at the town line. Elsa takes down the wall, and they try to go through, but there's a barrier, another magical barrier. And I guess the rule is if you go through it, you can't come back again. Can't leave this town. And then following that, they're trying to find a way back to Arendelle. And then from that, we have Hook and Rumple, scheming to, get the hat to disarm himself with a dagger. And last but not least, we have some flashbacks of Rumple and Belle in the castle, like Joe talked about. But the beginning of it, those 3 parts are pretty much it. It was actually relatively slow. I mean, there was a shot of the Arendelle characters in Granny's diner just sitting there looking bored. So I thought that was weird cinematography. because
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense. Like these are like iconic characters, and they're just going like this. That's all they can do. So that was pretty much that. And then as it picked up, we finally see some more, and then also Robin Hood and Maid Marian. That kind of that was happening during this episode too. A lot of
Right.
that.
Right. And that's pretty much, I would say, really the main thing coming out of the first half of the episode, besides Belle, was that story. So.
Well, what I had thought when Maid Marian said like like I'm gonna back off. That was great. Like Regina's gonna get this happy ending, and then Ingrid's curse comes back and whacks her with it. Marion, not Regina. And I was like, that's really out of left field.
Yeah, and I actually like how it's handled because really, when that happens, we expect Regina to go back to being evil and all that, but really, we saw how much she has evolved, and we see towards the end of the episode, she doesn't really even seem to let that bother her. She's really friendly with Emma at the end of the episode, and they seem to be, you know, yeah, exactly. She seems to be feeling okay towards the end of the episode, which is good because I was expecting a whole, she's to herself again. Pretty much what we've been seeing the entire episode to date. I mean, the entire season to date.
You know what I thought was interesting with Regina was when the finale of season 3 when Elsa comes out of the urn, or right before she comes out of the urn and Marion comes back, she says to Emma, "You better hope to hell you didn't bring anything else back." And I thought that else back was bringing back the evil queen, like that personality to her again. That's what I thought that was foreshadowing, but I was totally incorrect because she never regressed to evil except when she was forced to.
Right.
I mean, had she? I mean, I saw a joke online where it said, "You better hope to hell you didn't bring Elsa back."
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking you were going with there.
Yeah, well, she clearly did bring Elsa back, but she didn't bring back the evil queen, which is good because I'm glad the evil queen didn't take over Regina's personality. You know, but
Yeah.
the Frozen arc is over. I mean, we go into, we'll talk about the Regina part towards the end of it, but we go into Robin Hood's, the sorcerer's house. We find out the origin of the chateau is that we saw in the first episode, which is the sorcerer's hat. The owner of the sorcerer. Yeah, it is owned by the sorcerer, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's where the portal to Arendelle is, and then they leave. They go off. Emma gives Elsa a hug, and then she kind of walks away. Kristoff walks out, and then my favorite part of the episode happens when Anna stops to talk to Emma and be like, "Who is this Mr. Gold?" And then she
He seems like a kind man.
I bet he was a fairy godfather. And then when she finds out, like it's like they don't even show Anna telling them what Gold is up to, but like and then obviously we know she goes back. But I like that it was Anna that was the one who told him this. Now, granted, Elsa didn't know because Elsa was either in the urn or in Arendelle. Never had to really deal with Rumplestiltskin.
Right.
Just the story of Frozen is Anna's story. So I like that in the end it was still Anna that brought this out, even though Elsa is the popular character.
Right.
That was what I had really liked about the episode. And Frozen's gone, and you know what? When we saw Elsa come out of that urn in that finale, everyone thought she was going to be evil. We don't know what's going to be happening with her, and I loved everything with her, and I'm upset that we don't get to see her again.
It was definitely in the right direction.
Oh yeah, no, it was. It honestly, like if anyone is a fan of Frozen, and I'm Once Upon a Time fan should be, like that serves as a sequel to the movie. Like it totally is the sequel to the movie.
But they are making a sequel to the movie.
I won't believe that till it's properly confirmed. I know it's not a Broadway thing, but when it's confirmed, I'll make my own.
It's not just a Broadway thing. Like they pretty much said. I think it was what's her name? Dina.
She had to retract it. Disney made her retract that.
Oh, okay, but she still said it.
She still said it. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. It shouldn't happen.
Do you know how much money it made? And it's Disney. They will make a sequel. They made a Lion King too. Lion King made a lot of money. They made Beauty and the Beast too, didn't they?
all the like the iconic popular Disney movies have made well past their budget with Lion King and Frozen being the two most popular of the '90s and 2000s in terms of budget.
Right. Lion King made the sequel, and I believe Beauty and the Beast did too.
Two, Lion King had two as well, but they weren't in theaters. They weren't in theater sequels. This Frozen sequel will be in the theater.
Right. So that's a right. Okay, we're going completely in a different direction.
Sorry, this is what happens when you come to other Robert Beecher. I agree to do it to disagree.
Right, other Joseph. Right.
No, it's other Robert. I will stop you there. This is my channel. you're very much a part of it, but it is still mine. No, I'm kidding. You're more than welcome on Military.
Right. Yeah, other Joseph. Right.
Yeah, we'll call it other Joe when never. But still, we're still guests on the channel. This isn't affecting our friendship. We're still good. Video's still going. Frozen 2 possibly will deal with that when it comes out. Once upon a time, Frozen characters are gone.
Yeah. And all in all, worked out well.
What?
All in all, it worked out well. Great direction.
It did. And like even when they go back to Arendelle, as we all know, to stop Hans, which we don't get to see.
Right. Yeah, we didn't need to though. Did we really need to see it?
I like Frozen too much not to want to see it. So I like the girls. So I would like to have seen it.
Hans just came off in the show so goofy and unintimidating, really. Even though he kind of did win last time we saw him with the whole Blackbeard thing, he kind of won. He still comes off very unintimidating and very goofy. So I don't know. I didn't think we needed to see it.
That's the problem. Hans is a goof. He's a goober. He's a goober.
Yeah. So I don't think we needed to see it.
And then Joe had pointed out something very interesting when the Frozen arc is all done. So Joe, why don't you tell us how the Frozen arc ended?
All right, yeah. So it ends with Anna's wedding, and we see Anna and Elsa hold hands, and Anna is the one wearing the glove because it's her wedding. She's wearing the glove, and Elsa is not. So that was a really cool shot to end it, and they brought emphasis to that. It was just a shot with them holding hands, and it's the sisters holding hands again, and it's Elsa not afraid. You know, she doesn't have to wear that glove anymore. She has let it go, just like she did. But now it's actually Anna wearing a glove. So it was a cool kind of just, it's not. It was a cool finish line for these characters.
Yep. Though for some reason Elsa's wearing her coronation dress, not her ice dress, but that's whatever. I think that's weird. The whole purpose of the song "Let It Go" was that she didn't wear that anymore. But whatever. So that's how it ended. Joe pointed out how it ended. It ended beautifully. The show, the Frozen. Let's take us off the wall now. No more Once Upon a Time Frozen poster because it's over. It's
now,
done.
now it'll be the same poster, but instead of Elsa, it'll be Ursula with a tentacle going up.
Can I say the budget of this show? I really wish was just like a little bit higher because the Ursula's tentacles are so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean. The show, like when they did Elsa taking down the wall, like I thought that was pretty cool in terms of that visual effect. But when it came to like showing Ursula like wrap her tentacles around Belle,
it's always been hit or miss. I mean, look back at what was it like season premiere when they showed Arendelle, that was really bad. And then the trolls and the trolls looked great, looked amazing. So.
Well, yeah, we both agreed upon this when I pointed out. I said it looked like they took an Arendelle CGI from the movie and like enlarged it.
Right.
Yeah, that was weird. Not weird. The show's hit or miss with their budget for sure.
But so yeah, that concludes the Frozen arc, and then we also see, and I guess we'll touch on this next since we already discussed what happened in the first half of the episode. Regina and Robin Hood and where that ultimately goes with Regina having to sacrifice, her happy ending for, letting Robin Hood bring,
Yeah, I mean, she's such a progressive character that
Yes.
like she doesn't regress. She does. I mean, she had moments of regression in season 2, but ever since 2 had ended, she's like such a character that you really root for, and it's actually because Frozen really overshadowed her in this season. Like you never got to see too much for her. Like she only had one episode with the Snow Queen herself, and there was like a whole big thing that she would be fighting Elsa or fighting the Snow Queen.
Right.
Happened, unfortunately, and I mean she let Robin Hood go so he could be with Marion. And it's like, what will happen to Robin Hood now? Because he doesn't know how to live in this world.
Yeah. See, he becomes Arrow. This is the spin-off. Then Arrow is born.
Okay, so now Robin Hood is Arrow on the CW.
Right. He goes, gets trapped on an island, changes his name to Oliver Queen.
And then becomes a millionaire?
Yeah. Boom. Well, he becomes a millionaire before he goes on.
Yeah, Robin Hood's not a billionaire, so we're going to have to agree to disagree there.
Touche.
Robin Hood, so pretty much Robin Hood's gone. Sean McGuire's character is gone. I don't know what's going to be happening with his character in terms of him coming back. I'm assuming he'll be coming back because I read a tweet that season 4 will have us outside of Storybrooke at some point.
The rest of season 4 will happen outside of Storybrooke?
Parts of it. Outside of it.
But right. Rumple and everyone else.
Right, that's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming that Rumple's outside of Storybrooke. What? We didn't talk about that.
We're getting to it. I mean, at this point, whoever is watching has seen the episode.
Yeah, I know, but we should go in order.
Okay, but it was a quick mention.
I know. All right, so all right. This flashback really quick it pretty much introduced Maleficent pre-zombie, pre-curse.
Yeah.
Introduced Ursula and introduced Cruella de Vil for a second. And honestly, I actually thought Cruella de Vil looked the best out of the three of them.
Maleficent looked like a plain just rip-off of the movie.
Yeah, she really did. She really did. I mean, Cruella...
Looked like a Halloween outfit. Like she was trying to be Maleficent from Disney movie.
Yeah, I agree. And then, like, Ursula's green, and with blonde hair, might I add, which I thought was just off. Really off.
Yeah. Yeah. Cruella did look good, though.
Yeah, she did. I mean, you know how, like, Elsa looks a lot like Georgina Hagg looked like Elsa from...
Yeah, absolutely.
That's exactly... I don't know who's playing Cruella. God, I should know. I don't. I think it's the woman that plays Draco Malfoy's mom, though. In Harry Potter.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, she looks different.
That is her playing Cruella. She's from Dracula, too. Not the Dracula Untold movie. Either way, what they did with Elsa is exactly what they did with Cruella, and she looks perfect. Like, she really did. And I'm curious. She's the one I'm most interested in seeing. Because I'm curious of what they're going to do with a woman who's looking for dogs, or who is looking for dogs in the original canon source material.
Right.
We kind of know Ursula's story. We kind of know Maleficent's story in both directions. If you've seen Maleficent and Sleeping Beauty, and I've done 4 videos about those, so you should know if you've seen my own videos about Maleficent.
Right. With Ursula too, I don't know if you agree with me here. She came off so weak in this episode, and really just. I was not expecting that at all. In the last episode we saw her in before it was actually her casted, and which was a quick, mention of Ursula, and we saw a little bit. She came off very intimidating, and she was very scary. And in this, she was a joke.
What was freaky? Ursula in that episode, which was called Serial, when she came in, like she projected herself onto like that gold statue, and then put herself through the mirror and then wrapped herself around Regina. Like, that's freaky. This one was wearing green and blonde hair and didn't look like, was not intimidating. I didn't feel threatened by her. I really don't. Just get a knife, chop the tentacles off.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I mean,
no, I'm not a fan either. And with Maleficent, I kind of want it to be Angelina Jolie. I don't need Kristen's Brower to do it.
I just need to not have Maleficent trying to be the Maleficent from the movie. I mean, the 3 of these characters their introduction was very lackluster. They came off very weak, the 3 of them, and they came off as kind of like 3 stooges. So
only Cruella was actually introduced technically, because the other 2 have already been introduced.
Yeah, but I guess a re-debut.
Right. No, no, I get that. And it was me. Honestly, Corella was the one that was like intimidating in terms of like how she comes out and how she's kind of
Yeah,
banter.
and I don't know if it's just me, but she kind of moved like a little like weird. I don't know. I just like looked back at that. It might just be me, but I thought she had moved a little weird too. I liked it.
Who, Corella?
Yeah, yeah,
Well, I will say she's probably wearing a very heavy fur coat. That's
I
probably,
guess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have to watch it back.
it was they were cool. I mean, Rumpel's backstory. I mean, Rumpelstiltskin pretty much they foreshadow Camelot. He says he went to Camelot, which could be happening again. We could get some more of that story,
Right.
and which might be kind of cool if they could bring in King
Which
Arthur.
yeah, which would be really cool seeing that
I would,
intro.
I would like that because that's also not Disney. That's I mean they've done Sword of Stone, but like it'd be a totally different approach to it overall.
Right. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. And hopefully.
Yeah, we never know season 5 with that. So he gets a gauntlet, and this gauntlet is to find the person's greatest weakness. Then Belle gets captured. Then we meet the villain. Then we meet the villains, and we've already talked about them. And now we'll jump back into the end of the episode.
Okay.
Again, I mean, that's pretty much that. The flashback wrapped up. Now they have this gauntlet that can find your greatest weakness, which Rumpelstiltskin originally said was your true love's weakness. Your true love. That is that who would find it.
Right.
And we find out that's not what happens. So what does happen?
With the gauntlet?
Well, now we're back in. We're pretty much story back. Anna tells Emma what Gold's plan is, and then they
Right.
go to stop him. And Hook's about to get his heart crushed.
Oh, and then yeah, and then Belle is the one using the dagger against him, and that was the flashbacks were really cool in that way that we once again saw kind of the makings of them falling in love, and then we get brought to this point where they're out of love, they or at least she is pretty much. So the flashbacks worked for I would say two different things for the re-debut of the trio, but even I don't think that really worked well. So I mean, it worked, but not
It
not
was
as they probably would have hoped that would. And then it also worked to establish, falling in love and now falling out of love. So,
yes, which you did perfectly, and uh, you know how much more Rumpelstiltskin from the season, and you
right.
said that you kind of agree with me about those feelings for him, and I think he totally got his just desserts with this.
That was the coolest. And you know what? I love this maybe even more than the season 3 mid-season finale with Rumple, because that was a great scene. Heroes don't have their happy endings. That was great, and then he killed himself, and that would have been a great ending. However, he came back, and that's fine. But this was, I thought, a really impactful way to. And I said this to you. I said this to you a few weeks ago. I said either Rumple or Hook. I I say either Rumple or Hook are dying, but I don't see Rumple dying if that's the case. I see Rumple being ridden off the show, or not ridden off the show, ridden out. I said kind of like Morgan or Merle from The Walking Dead, and I don't think he'll be having time off from the show, but really just getting him away from everyone else, and that is perfect. That was the best move, in my opinion, that they could have done with Rumpelstiltskin, and the manner they did it in really used the flashbacks, used his character's kind of roots, because yeah, he's Rumpelstiltskin, but he's also Beast. So they used kind of, and she said it. She said, "You're the Beast now. You're no longer the man." And that all, it came full circle. It was perfect, and that's why I think this was a better, not ending, but a better send-off, I guess. You know what I mean, for the character, as opposed to what 3 was. So that's why I like this scene more.
No, I liked it a lot because no one knew what the hell he was doing the whole time. It was
Right.
very behind closed doors. The only person that knew was Hook, and Hook himself was under his control, unfortunately. And when it finally came to fruition, I was so happy with it. Like it was like an accident. Henry accidentally knocked over a gauntlet, which was great. And now Belle found it. Like she stopped him from killing Hook, and now like everyone can't trust him at all. Like they don't trust him. No one will trust him. And then she gets rid of him. She sends him out of town. She tells him to go. He's gone. It brings up more problems for later, I would assume. But she let him go, as you said.
And it was great that she did it and not anyone else.
You know what I really like? There was a scene where he is with Regina in the car, and he says to her, like, I didn't, oh God, not I didn't. He's like, I just made it happen. I made my happy ending happen. And now he lost it.
She said, oh, I thought you changed. And he said, more like evolved.
Right.
And that was cool. And that was cool, bringing focus to the fact of what we've said, where Regina progressed and she's become something else. We thought Rumple was doing that as well, and this season he completely went back on it. And that was completely bringing focus to that and really just saying, Rumple will always be this. There is no changing for him. And that was a cool message that finally I'm getting behind. And I didn't want that for the longest time, but I get it now. I get what they're doing, and that's cool. I'm on board. So
I am too. I love it. It's great. And then it had it. The ending didn't tease me or like make me like say like, oh, I need March to come right away.
Right.
Emma. Actually, there was a really cool ending prior, like the Storybrooke ending. Then we go to New York, but they're in the chateau, and Henry finds the room with all the storybooks that are blank,
right.
And they go like, this is where the author writes the book, and we're gonna try to reset. We're gonna try to give you, Regina, your happy ending. And it was so cool to me that Regina goes like, not Regina, Emma goes, I'm on board with Operation Mongoose. Like I want to be part of this. Like this is something I want to do, and it just does show that Regina and her are friends and they're connected, and that she's on her side.
Yeah, and Regina smiled, and that's what I'm saying. Like she didn't forget about Robin Hood, but she kind of like moved on in a little bit. Like she could focus on other things. She wasn't evil, and
Right. I mean, it's not like Regina's bored in Storybrooke. I mean, she has. I think Emma, because Emma has Hook, but like she has Emma to kind of like bounce things off, and she does take care of Henry. I mean, she has things to do.
Yep.
And now she has this plan to get her own happy ending, which I thought was a great way. And like I said, when Emma, Regina smiled, and Emma's like, I want to do this. And I think that's great. I'm looking forward to that. And then it says, did it say 6 weeks or 6 months? I think it's 6 weeks. It's sometime later.
Oh, 6 weeks later, yeah.
6 weeks later. So it goes to New York, and Rumplestiltskin goes to an aquarium. And which villain would be in the aquarium?
Ursula. Again, she looks weak. She looks like she's lost.
So then she's like, "Why are you here?" Blah 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 blah. And then it's like, "Well, I have a plan." And then flash to darkness.
Yeah. He said we're gonna have to go get 2 more. And I like the whole team concept, although like I said, this episode was a bad introduction or a bad re-debut for them because they just came off as stooges.
No. Yeah, they did. And the problem is now if they're going to be on his side, it's going to be even worse because I would rather to be separated from him and dislike him and have their own agenda. Because technically, I think Maleficent's still in Storybrooke somewhere. We don't know where. Somehow Ursula got to New York, and we don't know that. We'll find that out at some point. I'm assuming it's going to be on the lines of how Ingrid did it, or because Ursula in the show was a sea goddess, she might have some god powers to transport her over. Oh wait, no, I know how. I already figured it out.
He called her a queen this episode. I know in the past I called her the goddess, but in this episode he just said the sea queen.
Right, but I'm going to keep goddess until.
Right, yeah, I'm just saying it's always possible too that they've retracted that and that they're going with sea queen now and forgetting the goddess thing.
Right, which if they do that, that's fine. But either way, I already figured out how she got to our world. I already figured it out.
What's that?
Well, mermaids can travel between realms underwater because water connects everything. And Ursula may not be a mermaid, but she's an octopi, so she can do the same thing. She just swam. I'm 99% sure that's the reason why.
But then, how does she not have her tentacles in the aquarium?
Well, when she landed in New York, her magic went away. There's no magic outside of Storybook.
So that's why she can't get back?
I would assume so. But, I mean, I can't speculate. I'm just assuming that she
Yeah,
swam.
we'll see. Yeah,
Right.
we'll definitely see. And Rumpel knew where to go, which is a little,
Well, maybe he had like a vision before he left, like he always does.
how convenient.
That's what this show does for the evil characters. For them and until they die, which is what's going to happen. They're going to all die again. I can't imagine Ursula, Maleficent, or Cruella all getting a happy ending. Possibly Maleficent.
Yeah, do you see any of them? Do you think they're all going to stay evil and right to the end, the three of them are going to be the bad guys? Or do you see maybe one dying earlier or one turning good or something happening? Or do you think it's just going to be, nope, three evil? Hold on.
I am seeing it as in this way. I'm seeing Ariel coming back and doing something to skewer Ursula. I'm seeing that happening right away. I don't think Ursula's going to live. I think she's already weak, like you said. I just can't imagine her being a long character. So I really am hoping Joanna Garcia comes back. Cruella, I don't know. And Maleficent is only coming back, in my humble opinion, because of Maleficent the movie. And in Maleficent the movie, she was evil. She was misunderstood, powerful, and she made a friendship with Princess Aurora. So I'm seeing that happening. I'm seeing the movie being reenacted.
Interesting. Okay. I guess we'll see. I'm pretty much done though. We harped on everything wanted to.
Yeah. Or speculate. Anyone? I know I don't see any comments yet, but hopefully something coming up later. Anyone? Let me know what you thought about the episode. Us together. Let us know what you thought about the episode. Speculation for the future. What do you guys think? So please let me know. I'm curious. Good season finale. Mid-season finale. God no. No. That's the name. So yeah, let us know. Thank you guys for watching. It was a good episode. It was good.
Yeah, and we'll probably find out more about the author in the future too. I see that coming back. So
yes, Yen Sid will be coming back. Oh, Fairy is still stuck in the hat.
What?
I forgot the blue fairy is still stuck in the hat.
Oh yeah, she's gone.
Yeah, she's stuck in that hat. So how should
and
she get
Hook
out?
did that. He's getting away with it.
Oh Jesus, that hasn't come up yet either. Ooh.
I don't think it's gonna. I think they're just gonna forget about that.
They're totally gonna forget her. She's unless they need some reason to pull her out, which they probably won't because they never use good magic unless it's Emma's. She's gonna stay gone in that hat, and Hook is and the Hook thing won't come up. But Hook, it wasn't his fault.
No, it wasn't his fault, but wow, it's funny because she's always the go-to character to dispose of. So they won't have. They'll bring her back when they need to get rid of a character.
Exactly. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to have her come back for no reason. Tinkerbell. I want Tinkerbell to come back. I would like that'd be cool. See her again.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So Ariel, Tinkerbell. Maybe we'll get the blue fairy if it's convenient. But until then, she's stuck in the hat.
Yeah, I'm fine with her being gone.
Oh yeah, me too. You know the only thing, and then I had done that I wish they would do is and it's a weird thing is I think it'd be kind of cool if Ingrid served as like a guider as a guide to Emma to help her.
What do you mean?
I was kind of thinking some shows have like a spiritual guide. Ingrid's dead, and kind of have her like help her to stop things. Ingrid would be that knowledgeable.
Yeah.
It would never happen.
I don't want to see them going that way.
Oh, it would never go that way. It's just something I would like to see. I was saying that I would prefer to somehow like have them have like I'm assuming maybe at the end of the show we'll see Elsa again at least once. I don't know.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Yes, we'll see. So thank you guys for all tuning in. Now I'm wrapping it up. We got our last minute theories out there. So thank you. We are all done. And Once Upon a Time fans will be back in March. And Gallivant fans, our future Gallivant fans, will be in January for that. And we have a couple other project plans as well. So stay
Yeah.
tuned for Caliban to fill the Once Upon a Time void.
All right.
Goodbye, YouTube. Until tomorrow.